the system would have protected her to some extent, by at least going after those who probably continues to troll her and all of that. But I would be shouting a very much, a different territory if I keep going now, right? So that's Kwam2, excuse me, Kwam4's side of the story. And it's up to you if you believe her or not. There are some things that whether you believe her or not, there are some certain things that you cannot just push aside. Mental health in all of this. Now let's leave that. Yesterday was the time that those who outrigged the others celebrated their own Pyrrhic victory. Victory that is, more or less like a written. And everybody saw how it all played out. But yet, they are all taking the victory lap. So one of them is Solo Dump. He was, he's currently campaigning for his own second term too. So to him, that by-election for what's his name again? Ifeanyi Ubase's seat, senatorial seat, which has now gone to the APGA. So Solo Dump, right, was on a podium yesterday where he categorically declared that Labour Party of Peter Obi, ADC of Coalition, they are dead in Anambra State. Yeah? Are they? Yeah. Solo Dump.
And in the history of Anambra State. For me, it was just another, by-election. Let's just go and have the votes. We are focusing on November 8th. In the first one, we had two consequential elections. The first one happened to be, Onitsha North. One constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly. They made it almost like a war. Some religious fanatics put themselves onto the fray. Very despicable. Because at an appropriate time, we'll respond to him. A book for whoever, it happens to be the constituency of the former presidential candidate of Labour Party. That's his state constituency. He lives in Onitsha. And all of them came. The senator representing the zone came. Even the senator representing Anambra Central threw himself into the ring. Member House of Reps, they threw themselves into the ring. It looked like this was an allied forces. They were coming. And who are they coming against? The people. They mustered all the allied forces. And you know what? The people of Anambra spoke. They wanted to use it as a testing ground for the new concoction called ADC in Anambra State. And guess what? That election came and APGA won 8/8. And we won with about 77%. Very emphatic statement. And the ADC, whatever, got less than 20%. The other ones, Labour Party, I don't know, almost zero. The signal that we sent there was that ADC and Labour Party are dead in Anambra. Now, APGA. Well, Coach Apova, Usanakoko. If APGA in America. APGA Bogene. A club, the new concoction called ADC demonstrated what they are about. They already bribed the youth called polling agents, and they took the booklets and already completed ADC, and wanted to bring it in. Mana Apoga, is that how ADC is going to govern Nigeria? By fraudulently, by comprinting ballot papers before the election. That's what ADC is about. ADC does not exist in Anambra. And we showed it yesterday in two major elections. They are not on ground. They have no support, even in their home, even in their polling unit. ADC, Association of what? I don't know what they are called. ADC, they had mere 2%. That's what they got. It says one thing, Labour Party is there. And you know what is interesting as well? Apuga defeated the Labour Party governorship candidate in his ward, defeated the ADC Labour candidate in his ward, who defeated all of them. It was a tsunami. Once you allow the vote to count, Apuga will always win minimum 75%. And in the
Soludom. That was smooth. Do you know something? It sounds so stupid to me because he's sounding like a politician, not like an educated professor. By the way, that makes him sound so stupid to me, right? But people have said that he's such a very smooth storyteller that the Anambrarians actually find him amusing. Amusing. When he's blending that English plus Igbo, like up and down like that, like people just feel like, wow, you know? But he is a politician now. How did Apuga get 75% in Anambra? As much as people are saying that, you know, if Peter Obi was on the ballot for an election, everybody associated with him that time will likely win their own election, except if they are rigged. Somebody said that. In fact, more than one person said that. But with this senatorial election, state constituency election, by-election, Soludom still had to unleash the typical Niger political spirit, you know, that fraudulent one, the violent one. And then they will go out the following day after the rigging is done, everything's concluded in their favor. But they will even go to church and do thanksgiving and say, God Almighty gave us this victory. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Here, grown men were denied access to their units. In that same election, the Orafite, Ekulobia, and other areas where they had that by-election, because he needed to send a message to Tifnumbu. Even though Tifnumbu, as a career criminal politician himself, I don't think it's food. Do you understand? Like, okay, you are doing by-election. That's the moment that you are expected to probably prove your mettle that, you know, you are in control of your state. The only time that they actually really have to test you is when you're having a general election, the proper one. As much as it's a charade, right? It's not always that smooth. But a community election, Baba, they still unleash. And again, this is not just APC and PDP, the terrorist parties. It's almost like every ruling party in every state too. Like leave national, state. Take a look at this.
Of this nation. So if you are doing something of this nation, the law you are going to make, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? How are you thinking for the society? It's an evil. Election cannot be free. If election cannot be free and fair, there is no way you're going to give what you don't have. Allow people to determine who will represent them. It is the mandate of. There is no way we're going to allow this kind of thing. Allow you to steal the mandate of people. There is no way. And the worst part of it is, these people are using our military, our police officers, and they are the least paid in this country, in the world. They are the ones suffering most. If you see them, the hospital will be saving uncompleted building. The amount they are paying, they cannot be able to pay their house rent. But the same policemen and the military men are the ones aiding them to bring this kind of evil. It's an evil. How can somebody, old men and women, came out this morning to vote, to cast their vote, and somebody now came and took all the material to his house to towards their choice? It's unfair. It's an evil. So we can't continue to allow evil to drive in our society. There is no way.
Thank you.
So to stop this evil, our party men are going to sleep in this house. until we see our ballot box.
Thank you.
All of us are going to sleep here today until we see our ballot box.
Thank you. That is the mayor of Ekwusigo local government who has just expressed his concern about the happenings there in Olifte Ekwusigo local government, and the report is that the military operatives who are supposed to be the one to protect the interests of the commoners are now the ones constituting memes and thereby creating issues, creating errors, affecting the entire society, thwarting the effort of the electorate. And today we are here to put a stop to that. As you can see, we have groups and teams of electoral-operative agents, law enforcement agents here to stop the acts. This is the building where the people's mandate has been taken in. I want to say that the people of Ekwusigo and the general people of the 7 local governments says no to.
I have a cracked voice.
I understand. Thank
you. In, the military men cocked their gun, wanted to fire me. I have to check. I don't have any other alternative. At least before I die, I need to let people know what killed me. I have to call them and tell them, please, where I am currently is not an INEC office. I'm demanding, based on interest of peace, we are not here for war. Any material that gets into this compound, let them quietly come out and go to INEC office. We are not asking for much. This is not INEC office. You cannot carry the materials that belong to Federal Republic of Nigeria. Federal government spent so much money and worked seriously to make sure that this election, by-election, is still happening in the whole 30 states of the Federation, that we are all affected. And today, we are all seeing that what is currently happening is a full sabotage of one person thinking that he has the authority to manipulate the people who have wasted their time, their business closed for today, just because they want to vote and make sure we have a proper representation at the floor of the Senate. And today, I am surprised a man who chooses to come down to Anambra State, Ekwusigo local government and Orifte precisely, decided to come in with some soldiers and police and move into one of the polling units and picked up to 3 vehicles and moved into his compound. We are no longer going. Let us do the general collation in his house. So it's better we get the consent of chairman of INEC. Let him give his directive. Let us know if we are collecting here. Let them open the gate for us. We have some of our INEC officers. They are willing. They want to go to INEC office where collation is meant to take place. But if they have changed the directive that the collation is taking place here, that's why we are here. But if it's not taking place here, let the INEC staff, the artwork staffs, let them come out. If in any way that they have business to do, they can return back to conclude their business, but submit all those materials that belongs to government. These are taxpayers' money. These are taxpayers' money. That's what they use to make sure that we have a problem.
Guess what? They've announced winners, and Soludom is already on a victory lap. We have buried them. People don't love them. They don't have any supporter here. They are dead. We are in control. They are in control, of course. Where a politician could just drive about with the police, the military, drive around and pick up all the ballots, the voting materials, and just take them to his house. And that is not even the, that's not even the crux. Nigeria policemen, security officials, they were in front of his house. Understanding that somebody has just committed an electoral offense. But he's a chief. Did you see the house? Inside the house, they are thumbprinting for Apuga. And eventually, Apuga has been declared the winner. That is their democracy in that contraption. Unfortunately. That is their own definition of people's acceptance. Because in their own mind, it doesn't matter how they got the victory. It doesn't matter. As long as you have it, just get it first. Let people say whatever they want to say. You get it first. Morally bankrupt people, parading themselves as your leaders. with just one single intention: to rob you and then blame you for why things are not working. Because you are always abusing them, you are always cursing them. Instead of you to be praying for us, you are cursing and cursing. Can't you see that your curses is the reason why the country is not working? And again, do it again and again and again and again, and make as much money as you can and get out if you want to, or just stay on and die in giving people mystery. It's the same. That's the same everywhere. So when you look at the center, just take a look at wherever you see at the center, just know that there's a, what they call the microcosm of these same elements in different, that component, the unit of the federation is a smaller one like that. So if we're like, where do you want to start from? They dedicate so much energy into how they want to win the next election, to prove that they have this political sagacity, political this, they know everything, know how, and all of that. You can't beat us. Now they get the power. When it comes to governance, they will send everybody to church and mosque. That's not enough. They will send you to Mecca or Jerusalem to go and pray for good governance. After doing all of that, being smart, being this, that, to gain power, to rig election, to all these things they put into it, only to flop in governance. They are also kind of like rung up right now for this year 2027, including the ones who are currently destroying Nigeria. They are more kind of like mentally preparing for next election than mentally or physically or visibly, doing the real work that they snatched for themselves. Because that's what happened. It's always the best regards you win. In Kano, a local government chairman on election day was actually walking like this. Have you seen this before? So the characters in politics, sorry about that. Those are the characters in their politics. If you can control an army of political thugs who are willing to die on your order, you are considered an heavyweight, a political heavyweight in Nigeria, and nobody wants to joke with a political heavyweight. I'm from the southern part of that country, and I have actually seen political thugs in action several times. But you know something? They are very much discreet. In northern part of Nigeria, especially in Kano, where the involvement of the political thugs is so much like well pronounced, they don't hide it. They walk about with their sticks. The difference between them and the southern political thug is that the southern political thugs uses guns. So they don't carry sticks, they don't carry all this open weapon, like they used guns. And sometimes the political class would dress them as security officials. Thugs, though. I think I have once seen one top criminal in Ijebu, dressed as a DSS official following Benga Daniel. I've seen that before. I've seen top cultist, murderer in Egba, Abeokuta, and the environ, who became security official to Irokunle Amosun in Ogun State. They would dress them in this long black suit or jacket. Underneath it, they have their guns given to them by their political godfather. So they blend with the security